We have a PA system here, so I'm going to have to speak as loudly as I can, and hope that you will be able to hear me. I shan't ask that, but I can see some of you can hear me. Madam Mayor, councillors, special guest Phil Jupitus, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Priory. Now, the Priory Museum has been closed for 2 years for renovation work, but the upstairs has been closed for 10 years, because 10 years ago a serious structural fault was discovered, which caused it to be closed, and that was the impetus for us to acquire a grant from the Heritage Lottery Fund, which took several years to work through and develop for the work to eventually happen over the last 2 years. So this is the culmination of a very long and important process. This is Southend's most important historic building, as you'll see, and you probably know. Now, I'm just going to quickly thank some of the people who've helped with the project. I'll use my paper as a prompt, particularly the Heritage Lottery Fund for a grant of about £1.6 million altogether. Corey Environmental Trust and the Friends of Southend Museums, both of whom made their largest grants in their whole history for this project, so showing their commitment to such an important idea. The Garfield Weston Foundation provided some equipment for our education section, and many of you here have purchased these inscribed stones, part of the cost of which has gone towards this very project. So they're all a bit dusty at the moment. They've got to be set in mortar finally, but I hope you found your stones and will be pleased. I'd also like to mention facility architects. That's the architects who've been behind the restoration here, and with Cottrell and Vermeulen architects who came up with the original design for the visitor centre, because that's enabled us to take out features like the toilets, so that the building can be shown for what it is. They did the original designs, and the facility architects have developed them. PLB museum designers, they've done the work and the displays that you're shortly going to see. Ibex contractors were the builders on site. Two particular men, Ted Brock and Alistair from that firm, were absolutely brilliant. And lastly, a special thank you to the museum staff who've worked as a team in getting this project together, particularly Claire Hunt and the curatorial team, Ken Crow, Claire Reed, and also Claire Fox. I'm going to forget some, Roger Payne, and all the other people of the department who've helped. You're going to see the fruit of their work very shortly. And I'm going to hand you over to, before we hear from Phil, we're going to hear from Sandra Hirons from the Heritage Lottery Fund.
Thanks. I'm really delighted to be here today on behalf of the Heritage Lottery Fund to celebrate the reopening of Prittlewell Priory. When groups apply to us for funding, we ask them to tell us what the heritage is in their project and why it's important to them and to other people. And it's clear from the turnout today that Prittlewell Priory holds a special place in the hearts of the people of Southend. And it was made clear to us that this was an important and unique part of Southend's heritage, which is why we supported the scheme. The history of the Southend area is rich and fascinating, but sometimes overlooked, and often people don't realise what's on their doorstep. And this project is prepared and conserve a fascinating part of that heritage, which will allow people to enjoy it for generations to come. The museum's been revamped with exciting new exhibits that tell the story of the Priory for the first time. I'd like to congratulate the project team at Southend Borough Council on completing this project. I'm sure you'll all agree the Priory looks fantastic, and it's great to go and find it again. Finally, I'd like to leave you with a statistic. 7 pence from every lottery ticket sold goes to the Heritage Adoption Fund. Since the project needed more than 20 million lottery tickets to be sold to support the grant. So a huge thank you to everyone here who's ever bought a lottery ticket. Without you, we couldn't support projects like this.
It's now my pleasure to introduce to you Mr. Phil Jupitus, well known.
Yeah, we'll leave it at that, John. I'm going to shout. There's quite a crowd here. Don't need a PA. Been in the West End. Shush, quiet. You're rowdy, and I can't have that. What a lovely day we have here, and what a perfect day to be reopening Prittlewell Priory in this Diamond Jubilee year of Her Majesty, an Olympic year, and today a big day for train nerds because the steam train went from Southend. I don't know if many of you were down there. I actually thought that I was so hungover I'd gone back in time. I came out of Leeds Station and saw a steam train. I thought something was dreadfully wrong with my life. To be here today to open this museum is a great honour for me. I've been coming to the borough since I was born. My mother brought me here, feeding me a diet of seafood and very flat bitter at the Crooked Billet in Lee. And then I've continued that habit of dodgy seafood and poor beer consumption right through to the point where I actually now live in the borough in Lee, you know, the bit where we're a little arty. But we've come along here today to open the Priory. It is absolutely brilliant in there. What they have done is a remarkable job, the whole team, John and absolutely everybody involved. So what I'd like you all to do now is to give a round of applause to everybody at the council and has helped them put the Priory together. Open it for you again. Remarkable job. There's some remarkable exhibits in there. I urge every parent to go in and have the childlike wonder of the children they're about to take in there. You're going to see some remarkable things. There's a small hunting horn. There's some great portraits of some of the families that have owned the Priory after the monks were done with it. And there is also a man trap that they dug up near the pond here, and which is absolutely extraordinary. And if anyone else would like to see a contemporary man trap, you can find them at Talk, which is a local discotheque. 3, 4, and on. So, ladies and gentlemen, all that remains for me to say is enjoy this fantastic facility on your own doorstep, and I declare the new, rebuilt Prittlewell Priory open! Thank you all very much for coming. Enjoy the Priory. Cheers.
Thank you. Thank you.